Can I ask you a question? When you say, I miss them, what exactly do you miss? Take a moment. Really think about it. Is it their voice? Their laugh? The way they looked at you? Or is it something else? Because sometimes, the deepest pain after heartbreak isn't losing a person. It's losing the future you had already started living inside. Maybe you imagined introducing them to your children one day. Maybe you imagined buying a home together. Maybe you pictured lazy Saturday mornings, grocery shopping together, celebrating birthdays, growing old beside each other. Those moments never happened, but in your heart, they were already real. You visited those dreams so many times. They began to feel like memories. And when the relationship ended, those dreams ended too. That's why this hurts so much. You're not only grieving what was, you're grieving what could have been. One of the hardest parts of heartbreak is that nobody attends the funeral of an imagined future. People comfort us when someone dies. People gather around us when we lose a job. People understand visible loss. But who comforts the person mourning a life that never got the chance to exist? Who notices the woman grieving the baby name she already picked? The man grieving the home he imagined building? The vacations that were never taken? The anniversaries that never came? The Christmas mornings that only existed in dreams? Those losses are invisible, but they are real. And invisible grief can be some of the heaviest grief we carry. That's why you keep thinking about them. Not because every moment of the relationship was perfect. If you're honest, it wasn't. There were arguments, misunderstandings, disappointments, things you ignored because you loved them. Yet somehow, your mind keeps replaying the beautiful parts. Why? Because your heart isn't trying to return to reality. It's trying to return to the future it created. A future where everything eventually worked out. A future where they changed. A future where love conquered every obstacle. But that future only existed in your imagination. Not because you were foolish. Because hope naturally imagines tomorrow. That's what hope does. Can I tell you something that completely changed how I viewed heartbreak? Sometimes, we don't actually miss the person. We miss who we were becoming while we loved them. Think about that. Maybe you smiled more. Maybe you felt lighter. Maybe you believed in forever again. Maybe you liked the version of yourself that existed inside that relationship. So when they left, it felt like that version of you disappeared too. But here's the truth. They didn't take that person with them. She's still there. He's still there. Buried beneath disappointment. Waiting patiently for you to find them again. I know it doesn't feel that way. Right now, it probably feels like your entire future has collapsed. Maybe you've even caught yourself thinking, I don't know what my life looks like anymore. Of course you don't. The picture in your mind has been torn apart. But let me ask you something. Who said that was the only beautiful picture your life could ever become? Just because one dream ended, doesn't mean your capacity to dream ended with it. Sometimes heartbreak isn't the end of your future. It's the end of one version of it. And while you're staring at the pieces of the old picture, life is quietly handing you a blank canvas. You just can't see it yet. I remember hearing someone say, grief is love with nowhere to go. I think that's partly true, but I think it's also something more. Grief is hope looking for a new home. The love you still carry, the kindness, the dreams, the desire to build a life with someone. Those things didn't die. They're simply waiting for the right place to belong. Don't bury your capacity to love because one relationship ended. Protect it. Nurture it. One day, someone worthy of it may arrive. And if they don't, that love can still become a beautiful life poured into friendships, family, purpose, faith, and the people around you. Love is bigger than romance. Never forget that. If you're a person of faith, I want you to remember something. The Bible says, now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. Did you catch that? More than we imagine. Not equal to our imagination. More. Sometimes we become so attached to one imagined future that we forget God isn't limited by our imagination. The future you're mourning may have been beautiful, but it may not have been the best chapter he had prepared for you. That doesn't erase your pain, but it gives your pain somewhere to place its hope. So tonight, I don't want you to fight the memories. I don't want you to pretend the dreams didn't matter. They did. Honor them. Cry if you need to. Thank God for the beautiful moments you experienced. Even the imagined ones taught you something about your capacity to hope. But don't build your house inside yesterday's dreams. Dreams are meant to inspire us, not imprison us. One day, you'll build new dreams. They won't look exactly like the old ones. And maybe that's a good thing, because you'll enter them wiser, kinder, more discerning, with stronger boundaries, with deeper faith. You'll love again differently, not because your heart became smaller, but because it became stronger. And one morning, you'll realize something beautiful. You weren't missing your future. You were simply standing in the space between two chapters. One had ended. The next hadn't begun yet. That space felt empty. But it wasn't empty. It was preparation. So before this video ends, I want you to do one small exercise. Close your eyes. Take a slow breath. Now imagine yourself 1 year from today. Not with them. Just you. Healthy. Peaceful. Smiling without forcing it. Living a life that no longer revolves around one person's absence. Can you see that version of yourself? Even if it's blurry, hold on to that picture. Because that future deserves a chance too. And it begins with surviving tonight. If no one has told you this today, I'm really glad you're still here. Thank you for trusting me with these few minutes of your heart. If this channel has become a place where you can set down the weight you've been carrying, then keep coming back. You don't have to walk through healing by yourself. Now, before you leave, I want you to make me one promise. Just one. Don't make tomorrow's decisions with tonight's pain. Rest first. Cry if you need to. Drink some water. Breathe. And let today end before you decide what your future looks like. Remember, healing rarely arrives all at once. It arrives quietly. One peaceful night. One deep breath. One brave decision at a time. So wherever you are, I hope tonight is a little lighter than yesterday. Sleep gently. Be kind to yourself. And if your heart still feels heavy tomorrow, I'll be right here,